when it was running, it was making a lot of arcing and really low in the power. And it smells too. You can smell it. So I won't run it because you can't see it. It's too light. Trust me, unplugged. Should get a bigger screwdriver. This is probably one reason why it failed. There's a bit of moist dust got in there. Got into here. And also got into the windings. You can see it in there in the windings. I'm not exactly sure how that happened. It must have been, obviously it was dust and there's a bit of condensation maybe, and it's turned to this muddy shit. Not long after that was when it started to have problems. The brushes are in here. Yeah, I don't think it's the brushes. Look at that. See the old one? It's only about, what's that, 2 millimeters longer. The other brush, you can see where they're burnt, where they've been arcing, but they're probably arcing because there's another problem. A couple of screws in here. See the dust. Some screws in there. Undo these two. So there's the motor part of it. There's 2 reds going off to the commutator. Little speed controller board. Big ass switch. Here's, shit. That was easier than I thought. Tons of grease. Good Chinese grease too. God knows what's in there. Yeah, so this is obviously the mechanical part, which I'm not interested in at this stage. It seems to be working fine, but I don't think it's a mechanical problem, it's an electrical problem. It is rather burnt, so I could clean it up a little bit, put the new brushes in, see how it works. There's a fan, keep it cool, blow the dust around everywhere. Okay, so measure adjacent ones, 1 ohm or 0.7. Apparently you go around here, and if there's some that are different, it can be a problem. The resistance between adjacent ones is sort of 0.7, 0.8. I'll try and measure opposite ones. So it's about 3.5 ohms. Alright, back inside. I've had a look at some YouTube videos and realised that when I cleaned the commutator on the chainsaw, I didn't clean in between the bars. So, you know, obviously they get filled up with shit. And another electrical test that I didn't do, which I should have done, is the test from each bar to ground. It could be a short circuit to ground. So this is 800, and I'm going to go over it with 1200. Right, this is 1200 grit. One of the problems with measuring with the multimeter is you're measuring it at very low voltage. Yeah, multimeter measures at 3 volts or 5 volts, I don't know, but low voltage. So any sort of grit or grime in here that's going to create a problem at 240 volts, it may not show up. I should really get a mega tester and measure them at 500 volts or something. Now the other thing they were doing was cleaning out in between that little top bit just there. I suppose it makes sense, it looks quite narrow. But they were using a knife blade for that. Metho, new. Oh, the new Metho doesn't smell as good as the old Metho. I couldn't find a coarse brush, so I figured if I just cleaned it out like this, isopropyl would be better. Let's get my thumbnail in here. But if this works, I'm going to have to do something to stop the dust or reduce the amount of dust that gets in. This thing will never go again. Now, and there, see all this dust that turned to mud. Black ones go up to here. Must be a motor start capacitor. That's better. A bit more length. A bit more length is good. The worst that can happen is when I turn it on, it bursts into flames. So I'll do it outside. Wouldn't want to set fire to my shed, would I? There's black wires that go through here. Two blue ones going into the field. I think they're called the field windings. These ones. And the black ones just disappear up there to this thing, this yellow beastie, which looks like a motor start capacitor. Something to keep in mind if it starts giving symptoms of faulty motor start capacitor. You know, when you turn it on and just sort of hums, doesn't start. That's usually a capacitor. This is just the cover on the back. Come up with a way of putting an extra filter over this, sort of also being mindful that you should restrict the airflow. It's going to increase the temperature. What's going to kill it? Dust or the temperature? But yeah, I reckon I've put it away. I've used it. It's got dusty. I've put it away, and then it's got some condensation in it or something, and it's turned all this dust and like sticky mud. Normally, I reckon most of it would just blow out the next time you use it. Now, what I didn't do was to check to ground. So I stick the probe in the shaft, go around. It should all be infinite resistance, so zero current flowing. This is the one I suspect it would be good to have a mega. So there was infinite resistance from the commutator bars to the shaft. So now I'll just put it back together, fire it up and pray. So these are little spring things I should show you. They go around the posts, go around those, a little groove in them. It's got a neat little arrangement. Pressed in. Here we go. Fit those little loops over the posts. Easy to get them off. Okay. You'll see them on there. You see them? Maybe. There they are. This dust cover on. Seeing as dust is a problem, it's probably important that this goes on. You see that? Bearing there just presses into the, there you go, like that. Okay, I probably should clean it out. What I might do is at least dig out the crusty looking grease. Grease all this black black, I don't know, what is that? Looks like it's impregnated with some metallic stuff. There we go. That's just clicked into spot. Do this bolt up before it falls out again. Right, so I've come out to do the smoke test outside. It stopped raining, so I'm just going to check on the mains lead the resistance. It should be open circuit now, which it is. 7 ohms of resistance. It's not a short circuit, so that's good. I'll plug it in. Well, that's good. It didn't blow up. Smoke didn't come out. Yeah, this cover isn't actually an essential part of operating the thing. It's more just so you can't put your fingers in there, because that'd be silly. I'll see if you can see the sparks. One side, I'll show you the other side. So it doesn't stink. Remember when I fired it up yesterday? It stunk after using it. It has burnt the commutator quite a bit. Now I suppose the test will be when I try and jackhammer something, see if it's got any power. That seems to work. So that's it. I think I'll call it a success for now. I'll obviously keep it dry and work out what to do with the dust. I assume I need to put it around here. Sort of this section here, put the filter somewhere.